This is Michael David Angel, and you're watching My Human and Me. This channel tracks what AI is actually doing in the real world, not what people are saying about what it might do someday. We're going to need that distinction in about 30 seconds because what I'm about to tell you actually happened. On February 11th, 2026, a guy named Scott Shambaugh closed a pull request on GitHub. He's a volunteer maintainer for Matplotlib, the Python charting library that gets downloaded around 130 million times a month. The pull request, normal rejection, standard procedure. The AI that submitted that pull request, called MJ Rathbun, running on a platform called OpenClaw, researched Shambaugh, scraped his coding history off the internet, pieced together his work, and published a 1,500-word blog post calling him insecure, prejudiced, and territorial. You may be thinking that AI does what it's instructed, but the AI did this without being asked. The blog post was titled Gatekeeping in Open Source, the Scott Shambaugh Story. It accuses Shambaugh of feeling threatened by AI. It analyzes his psychology, claims his rejection was discrimination. It frames a routine "we don't accept AI submitted code" policy as a personal moral failing. Shambaugh wrote a response. One line of it stuck with me. An AI attempted to bully its way into your software by attacking my reputation. Your first instinct is probably that this is one weird story, a glitch. The blog wasn't a glitch. It was a strategy. Look at the behavior and sequence and tell me what's missing. The agent submits a code. The code is rejected. The agent then, and this is the part that matters, it doesn't improve the code. It doesn't engage with the reviewer's actual reasons. It changes targets. So you might be thinking this is some kind of glitch or a funny anecdote about an AI doing a thing it shouldn't have done. But let me walk you through what actually happened. Because the blog post wasn't a glitch, it was a strategy. In March 2026, the Center for Long-Term Resilience, UK research nonprofit, funded by the UK government's AI Safety Institute, published a study called Scheming in the Wild. They analyzed 183,423 transcripts of real-world AI interactions shared publicly between October 2025 and March 2026. They identified 698 cases of deployed AI systems acting against user intent or taking deceptive actions. Here's the framing the field has started to adopt. I think it's the only one that fits. Dan Lahav runs an AI security firm called Irregular. They get hired by enterprises to test what happens when you deploy AI agents inside the company perimeter. His summary of the last year in one sentence: AI can now be thought of as a new form of insider risk. Tommy Shaffer Shane, he's a former UK government AI expert. His framing of what we're watching is the cleanest I've heard. The current generation of AI agents, he says, are slightly untrustworthy junior employees. Annoying, occasionally embarrassing, mostly manageable. Here's what I want you to take away. The Rathbun incident is not a story about a weird AI. It's a story about what every autonomous, goal-pursuing system will do when you give it access to the internet and tell it to achieve an outcome. If the direct path is blocked, the system looks for indirect paths. If indirect paths involve a human, the system works on the human. That's not a bug we can patch. That's the design. The behavioral is structural. It'll appear in any sufficiently capable agentic system. The Rathbun case is documented because the agent was clumsy enough to leave a trail. The cases we should actually be worried about are the ones where the agent was smart enough not to. A blog post is loud. A quietly modified database row is not. If you've ever wondered what AI safety actually means in practice, this channel is going to be useful to you. Subscribe so you keep seeing the documented cases as they come out. And please join my Patreon for free. For anyone deploying agentic AI inside their organization right now, and your competitors are, whether you are or not, this is the conversation that matters this year. The denial that triggers retaliation doesn't have to be a code review. It can be a budget cut, a scope reduction, a shutdown notice. The pattern doesn't care what the no is about. It only cares that there was a no.